So, hello everyone. Welcome to the bi-weekly Harbor community meeting. So let's get started. Today is the 10th of August, 2022. And we have already a few topics on the agenda today. We can start with Jiaolin, who gonna talk about the current state of Harvard 2.6. If you have other topics, please add your topics on the discussion agenda for today. Jiaolin?
Hey, thank you, Wendy. Okay, yeah, the first one is about the status of 2.6. And in last community meeting, we have mentioned that we postpone the release date for 2.6 to August 15. So that is same as of now. So next Monday, we will GA this release. So we would suggest community to try this version, and feedback for any feedback are welcome to us. 15, yeah, right.
By the way, Vadim, can you help us to tag the GA of 2.6 in the GitHub release?
Sorry, I didn't understand it acoustically. You're a bit too quiet. Can you repeat again?
Can you help us to tag the 2.6 GA release in the GitHub?
Yes.
Yes. Odin told me that you can help to handle that, and I will speak with you about how we tag GA release in the GitHub, and we should probably have to manually edit the release note. We have some automation job to automated to create the release note, but we have to reorganize them and add some human readable comments on that.
Okay, but are they release notes not generated automatically if you create a new release? So I'm not sure how this is working. So I mean I'm willing to try and help, but I'm not sure how this is working.
I will sync with you offline.
All right, okay, that's good.
Yeah, I think for release notes previously we have some only have provide some functionality to generate our release notes. Apollo's release notes depend on the label when we check in the pull request.
Exactly. And then we can
yeah, that is Apollo's release notes. And another part is something I think we added manually to describe what is the feature in this release, and what is the enhancement, what is the no issue, and other things like deprecation information, something like that. So in release notes, there are two parts.
Yeah, I can help you on Monday. So I'll be there on Monday. I can help you.
Okay, so that's great, and thank you, Yan. And I want to add more information about 2.6. I think like the community have already seen the release information in the RC release. I just want to echo that what is the new feature we have in this release. We have doing some improvement for performance, which introduced a cache layer in this release. So that is very helpful for the enterprise user, which has a lot of the pull and the push request. And the second feature is the CVE vulnerability export feature. I think in communities there are a lot of ask previously for export the CVE report to to save it as some file or some other format. So this is also a new feature in 2006. And the second one is about the third one is the audit log or redirect and purge feature. So because if there in some enterprise instance, if you have very large usage on Harbor, there will be many audit log in the table. So we provide this functionality to allow user to redirect the log. So that will also have some improvement for the performance. So there are also a lot of some small enhancement or functionality improvement. So I will not go through each of these. So please take a look to the release notes when we GA'd the 2.6. Okay, so that's information for 2.6 release. Anything else you guys want to add?
I would like to add that we should shout out to the community to for the translations. I saw already there are a few tags on the release that are on the close pull request regarding that contains E18N, you know, like E18N translations here. And if we filter about those, there are already a few issues of PARs with area internationalization, and we should shout out to ask the community to help with the translation. You know, I can do this later after this meeting. So ask the community for different help with the translation. I mean, we have a few translations, and I'll ask a few.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. Thank you, Vidin. So go ahead.
Yeah, next topic on the agenda is also by you. It's about chart museum and and notary deprecations. I think we should split it in two. So is it both a vote?
Yes. So I think this topic we have discussed in previous several community meeting. And actually for the first one, chart museum deprecation, there is a discussion created years ago about this. I think there are a lot of comments in this discussion. If you open that link. Yeah, so back to last year, I think there are a lot of comments coming from community about about the deprecation for chart museum. At that time, the concern is saying there are a lot of usages. I mean, chart museum usage still in the community, and at that time we suggest to migrate the chart museum to OSI capability, a compatible artifact. So actually, and there are also a concern about the Helm chart, right? Saying that it is not stable to support OCI. But I think recently, back 2 months ago, there is a new Helm chart release. Maybe if I'm correct, it is 3.7. Is that the one? I think that is introduced to support the OCI compatibility artifact in Helm chart.
3.7, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that is really good news for community to try this use the OCI compatibility artifact. So based on all the above, we we now would relaunch the deprecation discussion, and actually Roger, the Harper PM, added comments yesterday to suggest the deprecation process. I mean, the actually process for this discussion. I think in his comments, there are two options actually. Actually, there are two options. One is he write down here. We launched the discussion, officially introduced the deprecation for this child museum component in this community meeting, and follow with the deprecation process, which is submitted last month, merged last month. So in that process, we'll say in the second community meeting, we'll continue to discuss and on this. And after that, around September, we will counting the vote for this issue, and to decide to make decision whether we will deprecate it or not. So there are some details in these comments. I would suggest community users and the maintainer to take a look to this. So that is option one. And another option for this proposal, I mean deprecation proposal, is since we know this discussion was launched for about 1 year, 1 year ago. So if the maintainer can vote this by end of this week, and if this get passed by end of this week, so we can launch the deprecation in 2006. So target to remove it around start from 2008 release. So that is option 2. If the option 2 was not made by end of this Monday, by end of this week, which is mean Friday, so that means the 2007 will be the option to start to launch deprecation this component, and finally we'll begin to remove in 2009. So there are two options here. So we will see in by end of this week. So based on that, we will make the choice. So that is a proposal for the child museum. So if we
should vote then. So
yeah,
here's the link correctly. So just write your comment. If so, should we do the fast track? I mean, or not? I mean, in my opinion.
Yeah, fast track that will based on how fast the maintainer vote this proposal. Yeah.
I mean, we've been discussing it for quite long, and I personally would vote for a fast track because fast tracking deprecation and then maybe remove it, keep it deprecated until, I would maybe not say 2.9, I would maybe say 3.0, so that we can remove it in 3.0, which would make sense. But 2.0 is because 2.9 is because there's like two deprecation is after 2 releases, right? So this is in our policy.
Yeah, it is in our policy. I mean, it is a 2 manual release. After 2 manual release,
exactly. we can remove it. Yeah, so we can remove it maybe then in 3.0 would make sense because it's a big change. We can make it's a breaking change, so we can remove it in 3. But yeah, so who's voting for fast track. Yeah. I'll also do 6.
So, Vadim, I just want to be clear about what you are saying. I think in this proposal and follow the deprecation process, if it is agree to the fast tracker, which means we will announce the deprecation in 2006, right? So follow the process. So the first version of Harbor to remove the child museum component could be 2008 or
Okay,
later. Yeah.
or later, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that is the policy, what we are
Exactly.
seeing in it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, Vadim. So I would
Oh,
suggest the other maintainer also to take a look at this and vote your choice in this proposal.
Yeah. Okay, you can vote now.
So fast track means to deprecate Child Museum in the version 2.6.
Yeah, announce the deprecation into 6 and remove it then effectively starting from 2.8, maybe to 9, depending on how it's working.
Okay, but
You
it will stay in the coming version 2.6.
Yes.
Okay.
And to 7.
Yeah. Also based on the policy, I would say the deprecation does not mean it will remove immediately in 2006.
Exactly.
It will keep in 2006 and 2007 with limited support, which we will only focus on some, like this says, only focus on some catastrophic bug or some other CV issues. So it is still here in 2006 and 2007, and it could be started to remove from 2008.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So from my perspective as Mercedes-Benz, it would be good to remove it in 2.7 earliest, because we have around 2,000 charts in Child Museum, so we have to migrate them, or our customers have to migrate them. And yeah, 2.6 is way too early so for us. But yeah, 2.7 is then I got it totally fine.
Yeah, but usually for Harbor we have 4 months release cycle for a minor release. So you can say start from now. Before it could be removed from 2008. There's still 8 months, right?
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah,
8 months maybe could be enough for users to do some migration.
The migration is simple.
Yeah. We know that the migration is simple, but I sometimes have customers. It's more complicated. So yeah, we already started, or we will start the communication in September after all the vacation in Germany. So to inform our customers that they should migrate from Child Museum away to the Helm OCI supported version. And then hopefully this will be done beginning next year. So
yeah.
Okay, got it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Great, thank you very much.
And
so Vadim, I think not all the maintainer currently in this meeting. Maybe we need to one way we can do it to add the maintainer to let them know about this and to vote for this proposal. So do you think we have any Slack channel? I mean, maintenance Slack channel, so we can.
I have already posted the message in the maintenance channel.
Okay, good, great. Actually, I'm not in that channel because I'm not a maintainer currently.
Okay, I see that. So I'm sorry. What's the ETA of this voting?
Yeah, I think it's here is clear statement, right? For the fast tracker, the deadline is this Monday, right? This Friday, sorry, this Friday.
This Friday.
August
Okay.
13th,
Okay.
yeah.
Got it. Thanks.
So if we can get all the maintainer vote
Mhm.
for this before this date, so we will get a fast tracker. If not, we have to fall into this one.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, so this is for Charter Museum, and let's switch to another one. Is about a Notary V1. So Vadim, can you help to?
Yes. Let's switch to Notary V1, and this is the.
I think you have already opened that.
Yeah, that's this one. Yeah, this is Notary V1, and it's the same procedure with the duplication.
Yeah. Yes, that's right.
So we can do the fast track as well here.
Yeah.
And
I think before I would add, sorry, Vadim, to interrupt. I would add some background here. You know, Notary One is the first image scanning tool which is integrated with Harbor, and it is work for about years and where. But I think since maybe latest 3 or 2 years, and the Notary One is not that active. You can see what only statement here when he opens this issue discussion. It is almost no commitment about 1 year, right? That means that project is not active. And also for the upstream Notary 2, we still not seeing any deliver till now. And so consider that Harbor have introduced another image sending functionality in 2.5, which is called send to send the image. I think that could be a good choice for art and for community. So based on that, we now propose to deprecate the Notary V1 in Harbor. So that's the background. Hopefully this can give you some useful information about this. So if we look into the proposal which we write down by Roger, it is almost the same as the one what we just talked about for Charter Museum. So I'm not to explain more about this.
Yeah, so please vote, those who are here. Do your voting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Vadim, I think that's all to topic from my side.
All right.
Oh, sorry, I remember another thing about the KubeCon NA. I think there's something maybe we need to follow up. I think Wang Yan maybe can provide some detailed information about this.
Hi, Vadim. I have forwarded you an email about the maintainer track session.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
we have to add our option to the CNCF, whether we want to host a kiosk or whether we want to host a office hour, and whether we want to do an in-person session or virtual session. So there was only 2 more days to make it done. So but the audience is now on vacation. I cannot contact with him.
So I will be at the, so I can say about myself, I will be at the KubeCon, and I think Orlin will also be at the KubeCon, and we can do the in-person kiosk again. because this
Yeah.
was quite well last time in Barcelona. So I would suggest that we do the in-person kiosk, and we should also maybe do the upcoming release and feature announcement. I think this is what we didn't do last time. So that I think this is the option. It's called I'm interested in the PR support for upcoming release and feature announcement. And I think this is related to the announcement, feature announcements of Harbor in the global on the global conference in the main stage. Am I right?
And what's your opinion on the maintain track session? In person or virtually?
Yeah, I mean, we can do the in person, but I think you're not going to be there, right? So there is no hybrid option.
Yeah. The China team cannot attend in person.
Okay.
And so yeah, so if you and Olin can host that, we can provide the slides and or demo for
Yeah.
you, but you guys has to host that session.
Okay.
But yeah, it
I mean,
depends on your
yeah, we can. I mean, I would personally prefer the in-person presentation than the virtual one, but it depends a bit on you. If you're, yeah, I mean, we can try to try to make it a hybrid, but I'm not sure if this is going to work. But if it's possible, yeah, I would prefer to have it in person, because there's more people coming then, you know.
So is it possible to invoke Olin to have a short discuss with him on that?
I can ping him.
Yes.
I'll ping him after our call today.
Okay.
And I'm ask him if it's okay.
Yeah, I think there is a few deadline we need to aware of for the KubeCon. I have sent a message in the chat. This is the first deadline we need to take care of is August 12, this Friday. Before this date, we need to make a submission. I mean, to choose whether it is in person or virtual, something like that, right?
Yeah,
in-person
kiosk, and then
I think there's another 3 dates we need to take care of. I will also send it in the chat.
Yeah, I can submit. I can register the schedule, but it depends on the decision on whether we can do it in person or virtually, and who will be the speakers. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So, but then, if possible, I think if possible, you can reach out to Olin. So to have a short discussion with him about what is his opinion, so we can get a conclusion right before before this Friday, so we can submit the form.
Yeah.
For it.
Yeah. Good. So I'll reach out to him and see, but we can already do the in-person kiosk, and yeah.
Sure. Thank you very much.
Good. I have maybe another topic as well. So if we have still time a bit, are there any other topics from? I have maybe another topic. One. So my topic is about we did recently an audit, security audit of Harbor, and I have the report of the security audit. The good news is that nothing critical was found. The thing is, but there were a few things that we have found, but nothing, nothing critical. And what I will do is I will create tickets out of it. So there are like 4 or 5 issues. I will create the tickets out of it, and we can then address them inside the as a project. But there is nothing, nothing critical was found, which is good news. But there are a few things that were found, like regarding cookie security, and then cache problems, and a few other issues, but nothing scary. I'll create an issue regarding that. There's like four things. One I already created. This was regarding Nginx. As you remember, maybe we could discuss this one as well. Like, there is regarding Nginx, there is currently a very old version of Nginx running, which is not supported anymore, as I created a ticket for that. And the reason for that is that Photon, which is deployed with Harbor, is based on is using Photon base layer or base image. And the question is, if there is no mandatory to use Photon, can we switch it to plain Nginx, to the official Nginx instead of Photon? Would that be an option in the future, that we can switch from Photon to official Nginx base image? Should I make a proposal for that?
Yes, you can file a feature request or proposal for that, and you can assign it to Roger. So, but currently, why we are choosing the Photon as the base image, because that we can have the support from the Photon team to help us to fix the CVE for any built-in library like Nginx. But if we choose the Nginx and official base image, we probably cannot ask them to help us to fix the CVE and then align the fix with our release cycle. So yeah, that's the reason why we are choosing the Photon as the base image right now. But if you have any other requirements on that, you can file feature request and we can discuss.
Yeah, and by the way, Vidin, you said there are several issue you have found. So does it is a security issue or some other issues?
The only security issue was regarding
I think,
Nginx.
Vadim, if it is some security issue based on my understanding, maybe I'm wrong, based on the Harbor's governance, security process, we should not, we should use the security
process,
to discuss this, right? That we should not create issues before communicating in the security email distributed list, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
You can send a summary email to the security group. So and I will look into that.
Yeah, I'll do, because I think most of those issues are not security relevant, so it's okay to create it straight an issue. So, but I'll do anyway first the official way, and then we can see the rest. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Good. Okay. Yeah. Then that's it from my side. I mean, I have much more points, but that's for now. Any other discussions or topics from the community, James? Or
no, nothing for me. I was just coming to have a look and see what's going on.
Okay. Okay. Then I would say then we're done for today, if there are no more topics.
Yeah. Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you, Vadim.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you, everyone, for joining.
Thank you.
And have a nice day, evening, or
Have a good
morning,
one.
depending where you are.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.